everyone, welcome back to my channel Learn with Manu, and I'm your host Manu. So today we're going to talk about the beginning of time, how time began, all about that. And in this video we're going to cover the timelines, which is basically how to measure time, early humans, their structure, the tools that early humans used, the Stone Age, the discovery of fire, how they settled down, their transportation, the invention of wheel, and the discovery of metals. So, as we discussed in the start, we're going to start with timelines. So, what if we need to know what happened in the past? We need to know how to calculate how many years before that event happened and how. Well, due to this reason, historians, who are people who gather information from studying coins, etc., and they made a new system in which the birth of Jesus Christ is taken to as year 0. The next year is taken as 1 CE. So, this means that if we want to know an event and when that event happened, we can go ahead and just filter it out. For example, when the Egyptians built the pyramids, we say they built the pyramids in 2550 BCE. It means that they built the pyramids 2550 years before Jesus was born. And according to this, it means that we are currently in 2022 CE. So, this is how you can go ahead and locate any event that happened. For example, if it is like a lot of time back, even before Jesus was born, you would use the term BCE, which stands for Before Christ Era. So, if we want to record an event after the birth of Jesus, we use the term CE. CE stands for Christian Era. So, with that, we move on to our second topic. The topic is early humans. So, the human family is not as you see it today. It's not like you or me. There's a lot of difference between the early humans and us. And this picture represents the same. So, the human family, which evolved many years ago, and those early humans were called hominids. They used tools for hunting, etc. They used to cover themselves with leaves, etc. Now, they also used to move from one place to another because they did not have houses like you and me have. They used to keep wandering around, killing animals and eating them. That's how they used to stay at that time. And these hominids evolved into early human beings or Homo sapiens about 1,95,000 years ago. We have been able to find about these early human from human remains found in Africa or cave paintings, remains of shelters. So, this is a picture that represents the evolution of the human. As you can see here, we were actually an ape before. That was lot of millions of years ago, and that's why after us apes are most intelligent because we have evolved from them. So this picture represents the same on how we started to stand on our legs. We used to, be leaning a little bit, and we used to start to use our legs and all. Before, if you have visited zoos, you must have seen that animals mostly use their hands and legs both as the same, because they do not need to stand up. They can stay like that and hunt. But that's how we evolved. We evolved from an ape to how we are now. So this is the picture how. And this is how we evolved, the slow process and all. As you can see, on the fourth man, he is holding a rock, carved rock, as none other of the three are holding, because from here we started. And then you see we have like a wooden bat, and then it keeps changing. So with this, our second topic ends. So now with this, we shall proceed to our next topic, which is the third topic. So the third topic is tools. The tools which early humans used. And as you can see the pictures, this is actually a few of the tools they used. As you can see that these are uneven in shape because they used to strike them by hand. They didn't have any perfection, did not have any machines like we have today. So that's why they are a little movie, like they have a few, bumps there, lumps and all. And as you can see, they are very pointy as well. That's how they used to kill animals. I think they used to throw the stones at animals and they would kill them like that. So gradually, how they made these tools is they striked one stone against another, polishing one to make parts of stone fall off and making them very, very sharp. Very, very sharp. So they use these sharp tools to dig out the roots or kill animals. And they were also kind of like weapons. They used and made more better weapons tools by rubbing them for a long time so that they might get perfection. And not only with stone, they made it with wood and also bones of the animals they probably killed. So this is how they developed a sharp edge. They made a stone develop a sharp edge. And when I say animals, it doesn't mean big animals like small animals. If it was a lion or tiger, oh my gosh, just imagine, there were no lions and tigers back then. They were different species, but they are also big in size. They used to kill small animals, only small ones. And they also collected wild fruits and plants, not like cherry, apples and all, okay, because they were not there at that time. And they also learned to tie, because the rocks or stones to hold them in place like so that they could kill the animals more easily. As you can see, this one is really sharp and this one is made of bones, and this one is a good example of them. It looks like an axe, but it is not an axe. Okay, these are called as spears. Okay, this one is called a spear due to its sharpness and length. So why do they need these long spears when they have rocks or stones? Well, that's because these spears helped them to kill animals from a very far length without actually getting too close to the animal, because the animal might run away or it might attack them. The stones, they use them to kill animals as well as tie them to wood or sticks, and they used it for example digging out roots, killing animals, like they used it as a fishing rod. They used it for fishing, like killing fish, digging, okay, and like trying to patch together the twigs and leaves which they were wearing. So yes, this is about the third topic, tools. And now with this we move on to our next topic, that is Stone Age. So Stone Age was a period of time where they mostly used stone. Yes, that's why it's called the Stone Age, because most of the things were made of stone. Yes, that's exactly why. So if you see that now you do have languages, etc. But at that time, early humans did not have a language. So they started using a few symbols, not so like polished as today's symbols, but they used the symbols to talk, and when they went hunting, they used to also imitate the call of different animals, because they used to copy that, and that's how they used to talk with each other, and that's how they used to trick some animals to come to an exact spot to kill them. And this is how they talked among each other. So we move on to the next one, that is discovering fire. So basically, how they even discovered fire? Well, they saw forest fires happening in the forests, and they also saw trees going into ash. So they thought that probably they could strike two stones and make fire, and on striking them it did make fire. And as they have observed in forests that the twigs and leaves that were on the trees helped the fire to go more violent, and they used this as a good opportunity to learn to add dry leaves and twigs to fire to make it burn for more time. So yes, and why did they use fire? Well, they used fire for cooking. Cooking means not this gas stove and all. They accidentally discovered that they could use it for cooking. Yes, they didn't wantingly put it there because they didn't know. They accidentally discovered that fire could be used for cooking, and they accidentally discovered fire as well. I know it's so exciting to learn that they accidentally discovered something universal. Yes, so this is how they used it, and not only for cooking but keeping themselves warm in cold times, like we have winter season. They didn't have a particular season, I think, but whenever to protect themselves from the cold, they used to wear all those leaves, twigs, etc. And for extra warmth, they used to put a fire aside and they used to warm themselves. And whenever any animals came to attack them, they used this fire to shoo them away. Not exactly shoo, but make the animals scared. So, our fifth topic which we came to is settling down. We just finished the fourth and came to fifth, the settling down. So, how did early humans settle? I told you in the start that they used to wander around. They really didn't have any home or such like that. So, well, I'll tell you, do not worry. Well, how they knew that they could settle down in a place? How they settled? Well, don't worry, I'll tell you. That whenever these early humans, they ate a fruit and they threw the seeds away because it was probably not edible. When they threw it away and accidentally came back to the same spot, or because they had some food storage or something, when they came back, they saw that instead of a few seeds on the ground, they were actually plants and trees. So they also discovered that wherever water was there, only the plants or trees would grow. So this is how they knew that they had to go and stay in a place where there was abundant water so they could grow trees. And this is really amazing because when a small group, as I said, would come here, they were like, okay, some go, they grow and etc. They started to give themselves some jobs, not really those kind of jobs, but one person would go hunting, one person would be growing plants, giving and all. So with this, our fifth topic is over. We are almost about to finish it entirely. I hope it's really fun for you to learn with me. So due to planting, etc., early humans, they had extra food. So wherever the community of few early humans were there, like a community, they formed a small group. So they decided that one person would go, they would plant, they would farm. Okay, another person would go hunting and get food for the rest, and few other people would make pots or something like that using dirt, etc., to store the extra grains or water. So with this, we move on to our next topic, that is transportation. So early humans were really confused and were trying to find a way to move around the land because they had to walk long distances and they had to carry loads with them. So this is why it was very difficult at that time. When they settled, they learnt that some animals like horses or donkeys, etc., could be tamed like a pet, and you can ride on that and go long distances while it carries the extra weight. And this made it easier for those early humans to plow, meaning to uproot a top layer of soil, a very thin layer of soil. And animals made it really easier for humans to transport goods. Soon, early humans learned to tie logs together to make rafts that allowed them to travel and carry heavy loads by river, but traveling and transporting goods or heavy loads by land was still very difficult. They made sledges or carts that could be pulled along the ground. They pulled and pushed heavy loads on these sledges. They also used animals to pull the sledges, but this was not easy. The sledges could move only where the ground was smooth. So with this, let's move on to our 7th topic, that is the invention of the wheel. So you must be wondering how. Well, basically, sometimes early humans saw tree trunks rolling down from hilltops, and with this they noticed that round things moved easier on an uneven surface. So with that, they also started to carve stone into wheels, round or circular shaped stones. So this is how they made it. They noticed that the circular objects were easy, they would move easier on uneven surfaces. So this is how they got inspiration. They carved rocks or stones into circles, and they also fitted or attached these rounded stones to their carts or pieces of tree trunks. Or they also made these not only with stone but with tree trunks, as you can see, meaning wood. Thus, this was how the wheel was invented, and as you can see that there is a really huge difference from the stone to the wood or tree trunk one to the one we see on cars and bikes today, because these were invented a long time ago. That's why. And as they had experienced, they learned, etc., thus they had or they did invent it in such a way that they could roll and it would take them a little less time. So yes, this is the end of the 7th topic, the invention of the wheel. And the invention of the wheel was a huge turning point for the human evolution. So this was a really good invention, and it improved the quality of early humans. With this, let's move on to the next topic, that is the discovery of metals. Well, humans discovered that when some stones, rocks were heated, liquids came out of them that were also became hard on cooling. Yes, this is how the early humans discovered metals such as copper, iron, steel, silver, etc. And these metals could be molded, or what should I say, they could be carved to sharper tools, because these were very pointy on sharpening them or making them more sharp. And these were also sturdy tools. They wouldn't break easily. And these were used for farming and hunting. These metals were also used, like they used to make wheels with these as well, because they were sturdy and they would not break easily like the rock or the wooden wheels. The discovery of metals made the tools used by early humans really efficient. And now it's fact time, because I always love to share extra information when I tell something. So, did you know that at the time of early humans, mammoths existed? Well, I know that is a really interesting thing to know. So, yes, this is our extra point which you could be noting. Now, at the end, I'm going to put a small picture that describes about the Stone Age and all that we have learned today or in this video. So, this might be a recap for you. common era.